Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new playthrough of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. So, as I often start these new playthrough videos, this is a reminder that we will probably be talking some about how the last run ended up. So, what playlist are we on? Is this like 29 now, I think? If you're still interested to see how 28 or some earlier video went, go watch it. Okay, I'm gonna assume you've left now. So we died. Real sad, right? Nice short game, end of streak. But in some ways also a relief because it frees me up to sort of play without so much of a concern for my streak. I always could have done that, but while I had a streak, I wanted to save it. So I was trying to think about like what to play here. Do I want to just play something that sounds fun? Do I want to try and get my second win with every race and background? And I think what I want to do is just hit random until I get something that looks kind of interesting. Troll Hunter. No. Halfling Warper. Have I played this before? I feel like I have. Halfling Warper. I have played a single Halfling Warper and quit at level 2. Quite early in my career. Feeled Venom Mage, yuck. Human Fighter, bleh. Deep Elf Summoner. A classic. Have I played Deep Elf Summoner? I feel like I have. But only once or twice? Never. I've never played Deep Elf Summoner. Alright, you got me. We're in. Deep Elf Summoner. Now, focus that summonings, please. In fact, just only train it. Thanks. A potion. It's a good sign. And look, we could head straight down to Dungeon 2. Doesn't seem like a great plan. There's a cockroach and a rat. Oh, the rat's friendly. Alright. We got him, guys. Good work. Wow, 6 MP. That's so much. Just make sure that we keep a pool of summons available, and eventually they'll just chew through that kobold. Hopefully, of course, the kobold will stand in a place where 2 of my dudes can get him at once. That would be nice. Good, we got a sword. That'll help. If we need to... found 2 ringmails. Weird. The sword will help if, especially in the early game, you tend to, on occasion, want to help out by meleeing enemies. The damage that you can do as a player is more than what a rat can do. You just have to be careful you don't expose yourself to, death. Let's back off here so that we don't wake up another monster while we're busy fighting a goblin. Almost got that stabbed. You guys see that? Oh, yikes. Yikes. I made a terrible mistake by charging in at him. Go get him, though, Bat. Good work. One of the few times when a bat is, like, the best summon you can get because they can still hit things while you're retreating. I had not really thought of that use case for them before. Anyway, could you guys kill that rat? Thanks. I suspect that I will be a little bit less talkative in this playthrough than I have been in the past. Not on purpose, but just like, as I mentioned, like I got a new job and I moved and I'm in a new place, which in theory should make no particular difference. The acoustic, this place is fine. Oh, it's already on I. Good work, RC file. In theory, that should make no difference. But I don't know, like the acoustics here are different, and I hear myself more loudly, perhaps? I'm not sure if that's exactly the thing, but I get more feedback about myself talking, and so far I'm finding it a bit distracting, which I've noticed has made me like sometimes not say a thing. So that's something that I will be working on, I think. But, you know, for the moment, maybe it won't be... I won't get it perfect on the first try. And, you know, that's just sort of too bad. You know what? Let's wield that hunting sling. That's better than a... Yeah, that's still good. It's -1, but that's fine, right? And we don't want to be in melee combat. We want to be shooting rocks. And if we can do so with a sling, even if it's -1, that's better than not having a sling at all. It's a little awkward because sometimes I do want to get a bit closer to the enemy. Did my guys all die? They did. Also, remember I have Call Imp. Let's try that now. An Iron Imp. That ought to handle a Hobgoblin. Alright, so far it's going well. I suppose. Koka ought to be able to take a bat, I would think. Yeah, there he goes. What's that behind me? It's a friendly Iron Imp. That's cool. I'm surprised he lasted so long, really. But are they slow? Yeah, they are. That's why he was behind me so far. Okay. So, I mean, at this point in the game, our small mammals ought to be sufficient. Let's... I didn't like where I was standing there, because it was a little bit hard to retreat in a single turn. But if I did step south, I wouldn't have been able to see all my summons, and so they wouldn't have all been able to attack. I don't know. It wasn't clear to me exactly what I should have done there. It turned out okay, but I was not very happy with the fight. Yeah, go downstairs, and off we go. Nice shot. See, that's why hunting slings are so good. Dart Slug, I'm less happy about engaging at range, really. Let's just make 1,000,000 imps. Go get them, guys. Oh my gosh, there's 100 goblins in the area. The Dart Slugs shoot slug darts makes me laugh. Yeah, but, I mean, we've got a pack of 3 imps here. They're so good. And I'm almost 100% confident that I should choose Dex, but it's so tempting to choose Int. Right? Like, as I recall, Deep Elves get Int at every level. Every 3 levels. Right? Or is it 4? At any rate, they don't, like, randomly get Strength or Int or Dex or anything like that. Their assigned stat is always Int, and then you get to choose one. And I think Dex is just too important to pass up. It must be every 4 levels. Okay. Is it time to work on defenses yet? Don't know. I'm not going to. But maybe I should. Memorize Canine Familiar, absolutely. And Guardian Golem. Ooh. Guardian Golem is okay. I think it might be good. I just don't know how to use it very well. I forgot to check out these scrolls, and it was identify. Fine. Okay. We have lignification for what that is worth. It's quite a substantial bonus for, like, in terms of survivability. Survivability might be the wrong word. It greatly increases our defense, but given that our survivability relies on being able to get out of combat, like, that is the main way we do not die, or being able to never enter combat, another good way to not die. Like, yes, of course, our summons are pretty good. Like, having them kill enemies is a good way to not... Let's pick up bullets. A good way to not die, right? But even more than that, it's important that when things go bad, we need to be able to get out of there. And it's hard to imagine a scenario Let's just leave that alone. Where I would say, yep, I definitely, this situation is so terrifying that I need to use a consumable, and I definitely want to stand right where I am for the entirety of the fight. That's just not a thing I see happening more than maybe once in the game. Once seems optimistic. Really, I think it'll happen not at all, but I'm willing to allow for the fact that I'm wrong pretty often about things. Well, there's the adder. I thought we had him on auto exclude, but I guess the maybe this is a different adder actually, but also maybe the kobold woke him up. Fortunately, a couple imps I would be able to do a pretty good job with him, specifically white imps. All right, fine. I'll wake up the hobgoblin. The way imps work, I think I've mentioned, is like your spell power determines, I forget if it determines how strong the monsters are, but it certainly determines how long they stay around. Actually, I say certainly. I really don't know how summons work like that well. It's what I think happens, but I'm not certain about it. One thing I do know for sure is that your spell power has some impact on what kinds of demons you get, or imps, I should say, from summon imp, call imp. Like white imps, you can't control how many white imps you get. It's always like some fixed percent. But the crimson imps that you get are like generally the worst. They're like kind of okay, but generally just not that good because they're not very reliable at doing any particular thing, right? They can't do damage reliably and they can't tank reliably because they blink all over the place. But they're pretty tough. They're good damage soaks if you can make them stand still. But they're generally the worst imps, right? And white imps are like, they do a ton of damage for the early game. So you kind of want those, but you can't influence how many you get. What you can influence, though, is how many crimson imps you get. For all the imps that are not randomly determined to be white imps, you get either a crimson imp or something better, depending on your spell power. So increasing your spell power reduces the percentage of crimson imps that you get without increasing the number of white imps that you get. We're going to have to diversify into something, probably air. Yikes, it's Rocket Papaya, a Demon Spawn Gladiator Ghost. Well, let's just walk away. That's the plan. Yeah. Good work on distracting him there, Crimson Imp. That's really the best the Crimson Imps ever do. That's not true. Especially in the early game, the damage output of a Crimson Imp is not bad. Oh, it's an Orc Priest. See you later. That's not a thing we want to mess with 19 total health. How's our spells looking? Like, maybe it's time to switch out of summonings? Probably is, right? Yeah, we need defense more than we need summonings. Level 6 is fine. Let's get dodging and fighting. Focus dodging since it's cheaper. Whoa! Okay, well the player ghost is just around the corner apparently. Since we got teleported back to where we found him. Yep, there he is. Where is he? Up there, okay. Well, we have enough summons that'll get in the way. So there's really no way he catches us. Can't go up there. How about here? Alright, we did it. Come on, guys, kill that worm. And stand between me and the worm also. Alright, I think we got him now. Yeah. Alright, now what was the staircase I actually want to use? This one. Go get him, guys. I don't know what god I want this game. I don't know. That's sort of like how I play, really. It's not a surprise that I don't know what god I want. Like, I mean, Sif is probably fine, but so are a lot of gods. +1 pair of boots. Nice. What else would I take? I don't know. Ash, obviously. Kybriados, I would probably take again, despite the outcome of the last game. Dithmenos, probably not. The good gods like a Livalon. I always forget when you start as a wizard or a summoner that Call Imp is evil. And if you're relying on Call Imp heavily, it can really hurt you to pick a good god early. And, you know, you might find spells like Summon Demon or so on, right? That they will also hate. So, I don't know. As a summoner, I kind of tend to stay away from those, but it's not a hard rule. Gozak would be fine. Fedhas, Like, Fedhas is pretty strong, but we already have summons. I don't know. Maybe that's a wrong-headed way of looking at things, but that's what I'm doing, so. Kiku, probably fine also. Lugonu, sure. Mokleb, sure? If you can already summon demons, I'm not sure how important Mokleb is. And a lot of the kills we don't get ourselves, so you don't get the health regen either. Mokleb might be weak. Nemelex could be okay. Okawaru is probably fine. Quaslal is probably bad. Ruse probably good. I don't know. Doesn't matter. We'll just explore until we find a god and then figure it out, huh? How do I get out from this stupid player ghost? Wait, what? How come this is the one that shows up on my auto travel? Oh, I can get there. Yep, that's right. If there were no player ghost, I could get there. But all right, if I want to get to that one, please. All right, let's go. Meanwhile, the player ghost got distracted by fighting our summons, I believe. Imps, I guess? Yeah, all right. I think I died eventually. This friggin' ghost, he's everywhere. How does he do it? He's like a ghost. All right, see ya. It's kind of annoying to play like this, but, I mean, what are we going to do, right? I can't mess with any ghosts. And we can just use those two staircases to lose him, basically. Did you guys see that? It looked like the screen exploded when I threw a rock at him. I don't know if that was like a graphical artifact or what, but that's what it looked like to me. It looked like the area where he was just exploded with blackness briefly. I don't know, maybe get my eyes checked, but that's what I thought happened. And it shouldn't have, as far as I know. Alright guys, go get him. Yeah. It's kind of like annoying. You have to manage your summons, like what it is they want to fight. Because they don't have the default policy of fire at will. They'll only fight something if it's fighting you, basically. Either because you've attacked it or it's attacked you. Or I think if it attacks, an enemy attacks a summon, they'll also go after it, but I'm not sure exactly how that works. Where am I going? I want to go this way, I guess. I don't know, let's summon a... Yeah, that was a bad plan. I just wanted to get a summon in the way, but it was sort of risky to let him even get a turn against me, really. It turned out okay, but the summon might not have been between us, in which case it would have been very expensive to make that mistake. There was an adder here? Oh no, that's a 5, not an S. Anyway, you gotta manage your summons aggro by like attacking stuff, even though you know you're not going to do any damage, so that they say, "Oh yeah, we better fight this guy because the boss is fighting him." All right, we've been down there. One advantage, I suppose, of being flexible about your choice of god is you don't have to be quite so careful to explore every nook and cranny of every floor. Like you would, like you're guaranteed one altar to every god before floor 9, But you're not guaranteed anything more than that. And you usually don't find any more, in fact. So if you have in mind, like, I must have my god be Sifmuna, then, you know, you really want to make sure you explore every nook and cranny of Dungeon 1. Well, Dungeon 2, let's say. Just to make sure, a spear, huh? Well, I'll take that. To make super sure that you don't miss the Sif altar, because you don't want to wait until Dungeon 9 to find out you missed it. Whereas, you know, like, if I miss an altar to whatever god I most want, it's fine. Second place I should run into. Well, I mean, I might run into second place long before I run into first place anyway. Yeah, so let's get that orc's attention and then back way off. So we don't have to deal with all of his friends. I spoke too soon. His friends are here anyway. The orc priest, of course, is what I am most concerned with. It's a little bit dangerous to even be standing here, but he seems distracted enough that it seemed to me like I would be able to retreat if necessary, as we are now doing. There we go. Generate an imp, swap with it to block the orc's path to me. Yeah, all these orcs, get out of here! I'm glad we got so many friendlies. That's summoner life, I guess. Leather I will wear, please. Yes. Slightly reduces our success rate, but our success rate was already great. I forgot I have K9 Familiar, by the way. K9 Familiar is pretty good. Enchanted Dagger. Tempting, but I guess I can't wield it anyway. There's that ghost. Oh yeah, we were going to go downstairs. I forgot. There we go. See, I told you, K9 Familiar is great. You just cast it and you miscast, and like that's how it works. No, don't go through this escape hatch, you dumb. Wand of Ice Blast. Good news. Another ghost. Yerazul. Huh. Yezarul. Yezarul. Huh. Reminds me of Zeratul somehow, but I can't figure out exactly what transformation you would have to do to get from one to the other. So maybe it's just a coincidence. Whoa! What? Look at all these jackals! Now, maybe we could fight this and be fine, but we're also quite close to the neighborhood where the ghost is, so there's a lot of ways this could go wrong. I would rather just go back upstairs. Also, read some of our scrolls. Noise, so no thanks on that one. And identify the Wand of Ice Blast and a Scroll of Fear. There's that player ghost. Tough to get away from him, isn't it? Right, down we go. Down we go. There we go. What is this all about? This door, on the one hand, looks scary. Nope, didn't go anywhere. I thought it might be like leading to an altar vault or something. I don't know. Turns out it wasn't. But it was an interesting choice of like, if I knew this were leading to a vault, would I open the door? Could be an altar vault. Could be the temple. Could be something nasty. I don't know. Did I, yeah, okay. We're recording. It's got to happen once per session, basically, is when I'm like partway through an episode and I say, wait a minute, did I forget to start recording? That hasn't happened in a while, fortunately. I've sort of gotten into the right habits. to ensure that most of the time when I intend to record, I actually record. But probably because there was a time when that was not at all a reliable thing, I still have these like panic attacks. Alright, this is not going so great. Are iguanas fast? No. But, yeah, I gotta get out of here, man. Hey! He cast a magic dart! Not the lizard, of course, but... I need to take this staircase. But this iguana's gonna keep, like, chewing on me. And I've lost all the summons I had as well, of course. So we're going to run over in this direction since the player ghost was off to the west. I don't know what the max damage of a lizard is, unfortunately. Well, let's go look. Frilled lizard. Oh my gosh, is that bot offline again? There's been some weird issue with Gretel bot that reports that stuff. Looks like Hybriotis has it figured out though. Damage 3. Okay. So he can at most do 3 damage to us in one go. So I'm going to go ahead and take a turn off. He did 5. Oh, it's an iguana. I typed in frilled lizard. And what about an iguana? An iguana? Hello? Can do 15 damage. I was going to say 3 seemed pretty low for an iguana, because I know that iguana are foes to be reckoned with. Okay, thank goodness. We bought a turn, and that's enough time to spam a million summons that should be capable of distracting the iguana until he is killed. Alright, so that fight was pretty easy. It was not easy. This is a test of your critical thinking facilities. If you didn't say, wait a minute, that didn't look easy at all, you know, maybe reevaluate like how much attention you're paying. Or I don't know, like just sit back and relax if your thing is not paying any attention. That's fine too, I guess. Yeah. I don't like this spot at all. Got him. Yezarul. Demon Spawn Fighter. Wasn't that the same thing that was upstairs? I don't remember. No, Demon Spawn Gladiator. Alright, well, I don't know. I guess you guys keep fight him a bit? Like, actually, seems to be going okay. While I have some breathing room, I'll try to get them to kill it, I guess. Now I no longer have breathing room. Yeah, let's just go upstairs before things get nasty. And now we've tried out all 3 staircases and found all 3 of them to be unsafe, huh? Let's go back to this one. The only problem with this one was the player ghost. And we know the player ghost is no longer there. He went elsewhere. I probably actually, if I bothered to read the stats for the correct monster, should... Ooh, Ash! Great. Should have used something like a Scroll of Fear to buy myself a turn. I remembered to make a Canine Familiar. Are you guys proud of me? I'm not really, but... I don't know, it's better to remember now than never, I suppose. Alright, everyone... Ah, the ghost is back! Let's see if we can finish off this Orc Wizard. Yeah. Gotta run. And let's see if the ghost follows me in here. Looks like no. Alright, so I want to get over to that Ash Halter, though. That's a big, big selling point. Ash would be great. Yeah, I guess the summons we have now is reasonable. My hound wags its tail. They are so adorable, aren't they? Fedhaus 2. Huh. Well, alright, I'll take Ash, though. Yes. Oh, thanks for identifying all this stuff. Ha! I forgot that my weapon is cursed. I did not take Ash just because I have a cursed garbage weapon. I took Ash because Ash is a good god for a lot of characters, and for spellcasters in particular. Really, I don't know, for everyone, I think. But because our weapon is cursed, we get a few nice effects. One, we get like piety income without having to curse anything. And two, we get all of our weapons in inventory identified for us. Basically, anything that a normal character could identify by wearing it, you get it identified just by seeing it. If you can't wear it because it's cursed, because you have a cursed thing on. So the +2 Dagger of Venom is pretty solid, but I don't mind. Like I don't have Remove Curse. If we did have it, Ash would have told us, right? It did. Yes, it is now identified, even though we don't have any. But even if I did have Remove Curse, I'm pretty happy to still be wearing a sling, and like -1 is not that much worse than +0, and as a result we get piety, and so I would not be inclined to spend 2 entire scrolls of Remove Curse uncursing my weapon and then recursing whatever other thing I pick up. Robe of Cold Resistance, sure, I'll take it. Thanks for the hot tips, Ash. Already we're getting, I mean, not really any benefits at all, right? We could have just tried that on, but it's nice to convince yourself that things are going well. You're getting something out of your god. Kill, sick 'em. All right, and kill the dart slug too, will ya? Oh my god, that keep eating prompt is the worst. Spacebar like just cancels it. It says no. I don't like it at all. I don't know how to fix it, but I'd like to, I guess. So identify a potion. Ambrosia. Great. A shaft! Come on, Ash, you were supposed to help me spot traps. And it's a shadow imp! First, get behind the hound so he can't pain us. Then summon some more imps. I think Ash helps you see traps better. I'm not sure if that's true. It used to be true, but I don't know if it still is. All right, we got a scroll of Remove Curse. Do we want to curse anything? Yeah. Let's curse up boots. You don't find boot upgrades that often. So that should be fine, I think. Come on, guys, kill. Yeah. There's a knoll I don't like that much. Let's summon a few things and then go get him. Try to keep something between me and the enemies. Namely, a bunch of summons, I think, would be a good candidate. Did my hound die? What happened? It must just be out of line of sight, I guess. Not sure exactly how, but... everyone attack everything. Yeah. There's my hound. Hello. Everyone kill this? We did it. I don't know, our hound seems to like not... The first hound we summoned, it seemed like he lived forever. Right? Like, not only did he not die, but he like, didn't time out. Look, more roots. Whereas these recent hounds, you know, back in my day, hounds lasted a little while. I guess is all I have to say about that. What was that throwing up? Dodging level 5. Is this still the right training profile? It seems fine. Summonings, we should probably train a bit more. Our summons right now are perfectly capable of killing things, right? And like all that investment in fighting and dodging that we've done so far, remember we were at 1 hit point. If we had not been training fighting or dodging, we probably would be dead instead. So like that's a strong endorsement for fighting and dodging training. And I think that once we do start running into enemies that we have trouble killing, we can train summons pretty quickly at that time. There's no need to do it ahead of time. So I'm just going to stick... Hey, how did I run out of magic? That's never happened before. I don't like these fast enemies chasing me. Could I get some help, please, dudes? How's my hound doing? He's not injured. Everyone kill this hound, please. Help. You guys are the worst. Alright, more friendly hounds. Yes, kill. Alright, there we go. That ought to do it. Now kill him too. My hound barks excitedly. They are adorable. Okay, we finally finished off that fight. Is there anything I can eat? No, of course not. Well, not a big deal. So I don't think I've mentioned to you guys, since I don't think it's come up since, I think it's like, no. Did it happen? I don't know, whatever. There's this Russian guy who seems to have played some roguelikes, but had never played Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup and knew nothing about it aside from that, like, it's a roguelike. I just realized we fell down a shaft a while ago and we never really went back up. Let's go back to Dungeon 4. Wait, there's an amulet down there. Go get the amulet first. Anything else downstairs I should grab before I go? Sure, I'll grab a scroll. And a scroll. Anyway, this Russian guy who had never... let's curse the amulet as well. Had never played Dungeon Crawl, and he started doing a YouTube series of like, here's me learning to play Crawl. And so it's been, fun to watch. He's an entertaining guy, if I remember, although I probably won't. I will link him in the description. But his YouTube handle is Glaz Games, Glaz Games, I think. I think his... You can find him easily, probably just by searching like Russian YouTube Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. I don't know. Anyway, it's also been good as a developer to... Is this Crazy Youth? Yeah. To watch him play and like see what things he... as like feedback, say, hey, we have this system in place to help players not have to do X, or this is how we think the system is supposed to work, and like, does it work? Let's see a new player who's never like found out anything about the game and see how he reacts to it on video. Like he was trying to find the screen to look at this stuff, right? And he was looking at the help. Well, whoops, wrong help button. He was looking at this screen, first of all, and he was like, where do I find out about my attributes and skills? Or my overview? So he saw, overview, right? So he hit capital A. Well, no, he didn't hit capital A. Instead, he said, what's this key? Overview. Okay, escape. Now I'm on the screen, hit capital A. And it shows him like a totally different thing. What? Later, he realized that what he was actually looking for was this list of commands, hit question mark here, and then he found this, which shows you how to look at things, but like, you see here where it says % character overview? That's a recent change as a result of his video. It used to say % show resists. Like, that's not the correct way to describe this screen. And we noticed it because of this guy's video, so that's nice. Anyway, he also, like, Crazy Youth, whoops, no, is behind this ruined door, right? So monsters aren't allowed to open the door to come attack you. And this is supposed to be the player's introduction to like, hey, ruined doors contain scary things behind them, and if you don't want to fight a scary thing, you can choose not to open the door. But he never noticed that the door was special or ruined at all. He just like merrily waltzed through it and fought Crazy Youth and happened to win. You know, maybe he would have made that choice if he'd known what a ruined door was. But the point is that he never even discovered that because it was not made very clear. I'm not sure exactly how we plan to fix that, but I think it would be nice if we could do so somehow. Book of Cantrips, you got it. Anime Skeleton's pretty decent. But, yeah, I really should learn that. Oh, gotta remember, go edit the options file, search for spell slot. Animate skeleton K A. What other keys would I want this on? I think those are like the only two I've ever really needed to put it on. Trying to remember to do this every time the spell does not automatically get put where I want it. Automate it. Don't just change it for that game. Change it permanently. Anyway, so like I was saying, it's been nice to have direct feedback from a user, a player, I should say, in Dungeon Crawl. Especially when it's like recorded and it's a user who is sort of the target audience. Like it's easy as a developer to forget that not everyone has played this game a million times. And also, even if you like, okay, what things am I as a developer going to notice are wrong? That set of things is definitely different from what some random player is going to notice. But we have ways for players to give us feedback, and we can look at player games and so on. So you might imagine that sort of bias problem is taken care of, but it's really not. For a lot of reasons. One is like the players who can figure out how to report a bug, and want to do so, vanishingly small portion of the player base. It's just not a thing that is done, not just like for Dungeon Crawl in particular, but for like all software projects in general. Any users that you hear from are like extremely unusual for some reason. Most people just use the program, and then if they don't like it or it makes them angry for some reason, they just stop using it. Which is fine. Everybody, you can't be like, you can't give a ton of feedback on everything you use. Like, I don't know, if I buy something from the store, like, what would I buy from the store? I don't know, guys. Some kind of new food thing, right? Maybe I buy a different brand of apples. Who knows? And if I don't like it, I don't like go complain. I just don't buy those apples again, right? And that's just something that the people who make apples, grow apples, I don't know, have to sort of infer, like, sales are down since we made this change. Maybe it was a bad change. So I'm not saying that, like, in order to be a good player, you must report bugs. It's really great if you do, and we appreciate it. But there's just, like, you can't be that way about everything in your life. Anyway, so here was a player. Oh, jeez. And even players who, like, maybe don't report bugs but show up in the IRC or whatever to chat about the game, like, people who are active in the community for a game or a product are even themselves a vanishingly small portion of the user base. So there's a whole bunch of self-selection there. And it was cool to see this Glass Games guy who, okay, on the one hand, he's not exactly a typical user because he's recording it for YouTube, but he is not spoiled, right? He doesn't know anything about the game and doesn't participate in the community, aside from, like, there are some people in his Twitch chat who know something about the game, but he tells them to stop telling him stuff because he wants to learn it himself. So that makes him, like, a really great test case, I suppose. Jeez, we don't want to go anywhere near DESu and DESu, of course. Makes him a really great example, like a person to get feedback from, right? And so I'm just really appreciative of all the stuff we've gotten, like, out of his, like, 4 episodes so far. And I imagine we will continue to learn more from watching him. I don't know, like, was I talking about Dungeon Crawl before this? Like, it's a mystery. You guys are just going to have to put up with this sort of weird diversion. But I don't know. I hope you guys enjoy these sort of insights into the development process. Or even into the thought process of a developer, since I don't do a lot of developing. What? Get out of here! I just sort of, like, I don't know, occasionally notice things that bother me and try to fix them. Occasionally participate in design discussions. This is horrible! I'm thinking of taking these stairs down, like, just to escape this position, because I don't think I can summon enough dudes to take care of this problem. The Bullfrog and the Orc Wizard by themselves, we'd maybe be okay, but with an Orc Warrior around the corner at level 6, that's not a thing I want to do. And I don't want to commit to taking any of these guys downstairs. They're all, like, almost dead, though. The Orc Wizard is not almost dead, but, you know, the Orc is, and the Bullfrog isn't. I don't know. So really it's just saying, oh, the Orc is almost dead. He's the least scary thing here. Don't worry about him. Get out of here. My Hound is smitten. Wow, good time to run away. There was a priest there, too. Holy cow, Dungeon 6 is dangerous. Huh. Well, this is not the best position to have gotten into. Something that occurs to me just now, a little too late, is that we have a Wand of Ice Blast with 12 charges, which can solve a lot of problems for you in the early game. So something to think about. Maybe could have used that upstairs instead of running down here. Still could, I suppose, go back upstairs. Sorry about that noise. But all our summons are gone, so the situation up there is just way worse than it was a second ago. The situation down here is not so great either. By the way, completely forgot I have Animate Skeleton. Should be using it more. Don't like this spot at all. We have a Scroll of Fear. That might be the thing to use, especially since we actually have 2. But let's see if we can kill at least one of them, just like normally. Nice stab on the Bullfrog there. Maybe we can make this work. No, my Hound is dead. Oh, we got an Iron Imp. Nice. Let's sow destruction. You got it, little buddy. Okay, so Dungeon 6 is just real nasty. But I still want to try to get back there. So I can continue to explore the parts that aren't nasty. Rather than... I don't know, do I? Like, The average scariness of Dungeon 6 seems like it might be higher than the average scariness of Dungeon 7, honestly. I can scry through walls. Nice. That's definitely handy. Alright, here's a... You know what? Let's try a little spell casting. Yeah. I feel like I don't have enough MP to summon all the stuff I want to summon. So let's get a little more spellcasting for that purpose. Everyone, if you could back off and fight them in a slightly less awful situation, that would be nice. My hound's almost dead, so I'm going to save a little MP for when he does die. Not add any more summons to this mix yet. He's just going nuts. Good work, team. The hound didn't even die. Wand of Confusion, also nice. What? That's a rude teleport. That's what that is. Alright, doggy. Get him. What is this? A shaft. Oh my god. Oh, I don't know about that. It could be a good escape option, but it could also be really bad. Okay, the hound is doing an okay job, and maybe with some imps to help, we can take this dude out. One more imp. Nice! Good work, team. Promotions for everyone. Summons are pretty good. That's all I have to say. Yeah, everyone get the ogre, please. Good work. Let's turn off dodging. We'll turn summonings back on. Ooh, we can curse a thing. Not so convinced I want to curse this robe just yet. We're getting piety at like an okay rate. I'd rather save it for like when we pick up another piece of auxiliary armor, or maybe even uncursing this weapon and getting something good. Have we found any staircases yet? Yeah. Oh, of course we have. We didn't get shafted here. We ran. So can we get to like that staircase? It's right here. Great. Oh, but there's a wand. Okay. And this? Identify? Sure, we'll identify a... Maybe the Wand of Confusion is the right thing, but it might otherwise be like a potion. I'm going to go with the Wand of Confusion. Alright. How are we for time? It's been a bit of a long episode, hasn't it? Yeah. Man, Dungeon 6 is nasty. I might just not come back. Yeah, I think I like Dungeon 7 better, honestly. Two-headed ogres notwithstanding. Yikes. Alright, can you guys handle this, please? We got him. Okay. Yeah, you know what? It's been a bit of a long episode, and it's going to take us a while longer to get to Lair, so I think I'll cut the episode here and try to make it to the Lair in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.